Hello, combat, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. In this video, I'm just going to show you 5 decks for Groot and Lasher. A couple of them do overlap. These are the 2 new cards this week. It's the end of the season. I didn't really fancy doing another meta report, and meta's kind of stale right now, so I want to show the new card decks off. And quite frankly, I feel like doo-doo, so I just want to do a nice easy deck. So showing 5 of each for the new card this week seems the way to go. So first up deck for Groot, we're going to do Groot first, and then we'll do Lasher decks. First up for Rocket and Groot is a Jean Grey Guardians type deck, right? So we've got Jean Grey, we've got Star-Lord, Rocket, Drax, Gamora in here, and normal Groot as well. Then we've got like NTW and Alive, right? Because if we know where they're going to play, we can get some value out of them if we get ahead. Daredevil as well. I'm not a big fan on the Daredevil, because if you're Jean Grey in them, it's fine, but I understand the Daredevil, so you can get some value out of your Guardians, right? If you need that, but it's not how I'd do it. I'd have changed to Daredevil. I'm probably the Groot for other cards, but you know, is what it is. So next deck, High Evo with the Groot in here. It's kind of a negative stuff, right? It's kind of negative, so it's got High Evo in here. So you've got Wasp, Thing, an Abomination from High Evo. Yeah. And then you've got Sable's lower in power. Scorpion does, Lasher does, Sandra does, Red Guardian does, Groot does, Thing, Spider-Woman, all that, right? So this is just a two Lasher in this deck as well. So it's like, because it's more of a Groot deck, like you lock down a lane with Groot, and you got other cards over here, so you know where they go, right? If you're playing that lane, you go and you play this lane. I'm surprised there's no Cyclops in here, because you could Groot a lane and Cyclops another lane, right? I guess it is a little slow. I'd maybe put Cyclops over Thing, then you Groot one lane, you Cyclops another lane, right? But you know, each their own, and that's how I change this deck a little bit. Next up we have Surfer, Groot, and there's a version like this, like a buff deck for Lasher as well coming up. So Galacta, it's just Surfer stuff, right? Surfer is just a card that I'm glad it's in the game, because it just gives these 3 costs a home, and it's always kind of strong, but not too strong. It's like after they nerfed it, it was a bit stronger when it first came out, right? Did it give 3 power? It's always the card stronger, self, or something like that. I remember being a little bit stronger when it came out. I remember seeing nerfs to it, but Surfer's just a decent enough card right now. And anytime there's a free drop, right, you can put it in Surfer. You can switch out some of these cards if you wanted to. Like you could have an Absman in here over like Forge or over a Koye. You could have Red Guardian in here. You could have NTW in here. There's plenty of different ways of playing it, right? So you can give it a little go. Deck number 4 is the Doom deck, right? Rocket is in here because you want to do the Storm Legion type stuff. Like if you storm a lane and you've got if like you storm the Rocket lane, right, you're gonna force the play into it, and then you can get out of it. And you've got Doom, right? And you've got Legion, so you can play in there. So it gives you another way of locking it down, which is pretty nice. 5 is a move deck with Rocket and Groot. Yeah, Scream move deck. Not much else to say about it really. Everyone's played a version of this. The Iron Man's an interesting play in here. Interesting indeed. I guess it's just for some extra power. I've not really played enough Scream decks to see why the Iron Man is truly in here. I guess it is literally just for the extra power, right? You don't have to play something big. Later you can just steal a lane. Like sometimes you won't want a Heimdall, right? So you can just play that with maybe a Miles on 6. Yeah. And then that's it for the Groot decks. Now we'll look at Lasher decks. Okay, so this is like a buff Lasher stuff, right? You've got Gwen, Galacta, Penny, Hulkbuster, Agony, Forge. Probably got a little too hard, but maybe not hard enough, you know. And then you've got cards that also want to take the buffs, right? Like Hulkbuster taking a Galactic buff, putting on Lasher is still good. The Penny Packer Robot, the same thing there. Brood loves a buff, right? Captain Marvel, Scarlet Spider, all loves buff, right? You buff them up. You've got Psylocke to get a 4 out early. Ideally one of these two, but these ones don't matter as well, right? Because you can still buff them with Galacta, with the Hulkbuster stuff, right? And the Lasher stuff. So you can still get them out early. Next deck. Okay, this is a Namora deck with Lasher. So, you know, you stick a Lasher in a lane and you get it buffed up, right? With Namora, just Namora in this one. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, I've got another version for Wong. I wondered why there was no Wong in here, but I mean, no Ironheart, but there's another, like, oh yeah, whatever. So this is more of a Namora version. Obviously, you've got the White Tiger, Wong, Odin combo to go win that way as well if you want to. But if you get Lasher down and then a Wong in lane, right? So you go what, Colossus in a lane, not Jeff, and then Lasher, Wong, Namora, and then you can White Tiger it, right? Or Odin, right? Get bigger and then pop Lasher. Then 8. Yeah, this is more of the buff one, right? This has got Ironheart and stuff like this. So this is about making a big, like, White Tiger or Lasher and then going off harm. I think this one's a little bit worse, right? Because it's not as many. It's like more in on the Wong stuff, which with Red Guardian popping around a lot, it's not as reliable, I'd say. Like, you can get away with it. Like, I'm just saying not reliable. The other one was more in on Namora only, so the both can work. This one got a lot of buffs in it. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm always wary about playing Wong stuff when Red Guardian's one of the most played cards. Next up, we have a move deck for Lasher. The group's also in here, but we've got like the Lockdown, Storm, Legion stuff with like some scary move stuff like Heimdall and Spider-Man 2099. Buffs with Galacta and Forge, Nakia to buff up these cards. You know, you can Storm, Lasher, Rocket, Lane and stuff like that, right? And get some buffs. And lastly, High Evo with Lasher. Yeah, this has got the Cyclops in of Groot, right? That's pretty much the only difference. Okay, yeah. So this is just, if you don't have Groot and you've got Lasher and High Evo, this is the version you'll play. If you watch this fight, you know, you got Red Guardian here. You can swap that if you don't have that as well. Stable, you know, you can swap some of these cards out for about High Evo cards if you want to, or other cards. But yeah, this is a Lasher one with just negative power. Lasher is a 2/4 if you get to reduce that power. Yeah, anyway, that's no problem. Enjoy the videos and boost.